You spoke about Africans engaging in political education, right? And on this point, I'll be focusing specifically on African youth. We are trying to create content like this for them. You're trying to write books for them because, well, that's what you do best. But what do you think should be done to inspire Africa's youth to engage in political affairs and to take an interest in it?
Well, I mean, it, there's a Cuban saying that people come into revolutionary struggle either through their heads, that is to say, they're looking at the material situation and coming into a conclusion that something is wrong, and they enter a revolutionary struggle, or they come to it through their hearts. That is to say, the heartstrings are tugged towards emotion when you see hunger, homelessness, malnutrition, high infant mortality rates, etc., or through their stomachs. That is to say, hungry for food, hungry for a better life. And so, if African youth, as they look around and they're satisfied with what's going on, well, I can't expect them to get involved in a revolutionary struggle, because revolutionary struggle means you're trying to change things radically. And the material conditions should be sufficient to cause one to change. But let me issue, to change things, but let me make another footnote before our time expires. And that is, with regard to reading, let me suggest some readings for your audience. You might be able to find these online. Certainly they're in books. The writings of Maurice, Maurice, Cornforth, just like it sounds, Cornforth. The books include Historical Materialism, Dialectical Materialism, and the Theory of Knowledge. That provides a framework to understand the rise of capitalism, the rise of slavery, and also why we should be struggling for socialism, for example. I would say also that I noticed that when Sergei Lavrov, the Russian foreign minister, was in South Africa, one of the announcements that he made was providing more scholarships to South African students to study in Russia. We should have African leaders also arranging to send their youth to Cuba. Cuba, as you know, educates African youth and Caribbean youth for free. As a matter of fact, in my will, what money I have that survives my passing will be going to Cuba for the education of African youth, particularly as medics, so that they can help to improve the health of other Africans. And so, with regard to youth, I hope that they're sufficiently curious and adventurous to want to go study in Cuba, for example. And if so, they should get in touch with the Cuban embassy in their country, for example, or with the Minister of Education in your country to be the liaison with the Cuban embassy, or study in China, too, for that matter, or even the United States, because as I said, Kwame Nkrumah studied in the United States. Apparently did not do ideological damage to him. So, and the United States is very desperate right now. They want to influence Africa, so you could get a scholarship from a U.S. university. So, once again, education for the youth is critical. I mean, education and youth should go hand in hand.